డెమో కూడా స్టార్ట్ చేశాను నేను. ఇవ్వండి 10. ఏమైనా కలకలగా వచ్చిందండి కళ్ళ ఆపరేషన్ అయిందా అది వచ్చింది ఎవరన్నా నాకు లేవా నీకు
ఎడిపోతున్నావు బయటకు అనుకున్నా
Hi, good morning. Online people, can you please confirm my voice is audible or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I hope my screen also visible.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So we'll start the demo.
So can you please unmute all the other participants because we hear some background noises.
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
So welcome to Quality Third for learning cloud data engineering by using GCP. Okay, so before going to the demo, just I want to give some introduction about myself. So my name is Srinivas. I'm having total 17 plus years of experience in IT industry. So out of these 17 years, out of around 10 years, I worked as ETL developer and ETL lead by using Informatica, Data Stage, and Ab Initio. And here I use the Teradata as a database most of the time. Out of 17 years, 10 years I worked as a ETL developer and ETL lead. And in these 10 years, I worked on the Informatica, Data Stage, Ab Initio, and Teradata. After that, I worked on Big Data Stack. I worked on Hive, Spark, MongoDB. Okay, so like this, I worked on the different big data stack only. And from last 5 years onwards, I am working on cloud as a cloud data engineer. And first 2 years, I worked as a cloud data engineer. And from last 3 years onwards, I'm working as a cloud architect. And here I have used the AWS and Azure and GCP. So in these 5 years, I got the chance to work on the multiple cloud, and I work on the AWS and Azure and GCP. But most of the time, I spent on GCP only. But I got the chance to work on the AWS and Azure also. But most of the time, I spent on the GCP. This is just a brief introduction about myself. Total 17 years of experience. Out of 17 years, 10 years I worked as a ETL developer and ETL lead by using Informatica, Data Stage, Ab Initio, and Teradata. And after that, I worked on the big data stack by using the Hive, Spark, MongoDB. Like this, by using the different stack, I worked on the big data system. From last 5 years onwards, I'm working as a cloud data engineer. And from last 3 years onwards, I'm working as a cloud architect. In this last 5 years journey, I got chance to work on AWS, Azure, and GCP. But most of the time, I spent on the GCP only. Okay. Now we'll start with the demo. Tell me here, actually you came to here for the purpose of learning cloud data engineering course. You came to here for the purpose of learning cloud data engineering course. Now here we need to understand first what is cloud. And if you see the one more word here, we are having what is data. Because without understanding what is the data, without understanding what is the cloud, you cannot able to become as a cloud data engineer. For that reason, compulsory we need to understand cloud, and compulsory we need to understand about the data. Once you can understand what is the cloud and what is the data, with that automatically we can become the cloud data engineer, or at least you can able to understand as a cloud data engineer what activities we are going to perform in the real time. For that reason, first we'll try to focus on what is data, then we'll try to focus on what is cloud. After understanding these two things, then we'll try to understand as a cloud data engineer what activities we are going to perform in the real time projects. Okay, first we'll focus on what is data. Any guesses as per your knowledge? What is the meaning of data? Online people, any guesses? Offline people, what is data? Collection of raw facts. Okay, in other answers, collection of raw facts. Any other answers? Okay, I will tell you. So we can able to say data is nothing but collection of raw material in unorganized format. So we can able to say data is nothing but collection of raw material in unorganized format. So already we don't know about what is the meaning of the data. Suddenly you are saying the raw material, suddenly you are saying the unorganized format, what it means. We'll discuss about each and every word only. So generally whenever anyone is asking the question, what is the data, what we can able to say, data is nothing but collection of raw material in unorganized format. Now for example here, I am giving some values like this, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Or I am giving for example 1000, 2000, 3000. Now you tell me all these are what? These are some values, but try to tell me here what is this 1, 2, 3, 4. Can we able to understand? This might be the student ID, or this might be the employee ID, or this might be the customer ID, but we don't know what is the meaning of this 1, 2, 3, 4. Indirectly you are having some data, but you cannot able to understand what is the meaning of this data. To understand this data, what we need to provide here, for example, now I'm giving it as a cust_ID. Now you tell me what is the meaning of all these values. All these values are belongs to the customer ID. In the same way, for example, I am given the 1000, 2000, 3000. What is the meaning of this? You are having some data, but you cannot even understand what is the meaning of all this. And to understand this, what we are doing, for example, here I'm giving it as a one column name as amount. Now tell me what is the 1000, 2000, 3000? All these are the amount values. Now indirectly, if I am not given the amount, or if I'm not given the custody, you are having some data, but we cannot able to understand that data. What is the meaning of 1, 2, 3, 4? We don't know. What is the meaning of 1000, 2000, 3000? We don't know. That kind of data only simply we can able to call it as a unorganized data or ununderstandable data only. But if you want to understand this data, what we are doing here, just we are adding a column name. For example, here I'm giving the column name as a custody. By adding this, what will happen? Automatically you can able to understand all these values are belongs to custody. All these values are belongs to amount. Indirectly, you are having some kind of unorganized data. To understand this data, just what I'm doing here, I'm giving some column name. By giving the column name, easily we can able to understand what is the meaning of 1, 2, 3, 4 and what is the meaning of the 1000, 2000 and 3000. Okay, this is the very basic example to understand about what is the data. Now we'll try to understand one real-time example. Just for our easy understanding, I'm giving this 1, 2, 3, 4, 1000, 2000, 3000. Now we'll see one real-time example. By seeing the real-time example, you can able to get the perfect idea about what is the data in the real time, where we are going to see the data in the real time, where we are going to see the unorganized data. All this information we can able to understand by using our real-time example. Okay, just 1 second. I will open Excel sheet. Just 1 second. My system is a bit slow. So we'll use the Notepad++ only. Now, for example, see here, we are having the Citibank. Citibank is a kind of a banking organization only. Now, in the Citibank across India, for example, they are having 1000 branches. Across India, for example, they are having total 1000 branches. Now, they want to close, for example, 100 branches to reduce cost burden. For the purpose of reducing the cost burden, what they want to do here as a Citibank people, they want to close 100 branches only. Now, in the Citibank, who will take this kind of decision? We can able to say business people. Will you agree or not? So business people are going to take the decision out of these 1000 branches, which branches they want to close. We can able to say business people are going to take this kind of decision. But tell me, as a business people, if they want to take the decision, simply they can able to say close SR Nagar branch or close Secunderabad branch. Can they able to do this kind of statement directly? No, right? So what they need to do here, as a business people, if they want to take this kind of decision, what activity they need to perform? They need to understand. They need to understand in each and every branch or from each and every branch how much turnover is happening. Am I right or not? From each and every branch, they need to understand how much turnover is happening in that branch in a year, or in the last 2 years or last 5 years onwards, how much turnover is happening in the each and every branch. Once they are going to get this kind of information, on top of that, what they can do here, they can able to take the decision which branch is given the best turnover, which branch is given the bad turnover. By seeing that kind of information, what they can do here, they can able to take the decision. Indirectly, as a business people, if they want to take the decision, what they need to do here, they need to perform analysis here. After doing the analysis only, they can able to take the decision. So I can able to say here, first they are going to perform the analysis, then they are going to take the decision. But here, what kind of analysis they are going to perform? What kind of analysis they are going to perform? So we can able to say, from each and every branch, they will try to understand how much turnover is happening. Okay, and by analyzing this turnover, they can take the decision. So what I'm telling here, as part of doing the analysis, what they are doing here, from each and every branch, they are trying to understand how much turnover is happening. After getting the turnover from each and every branch, then what they will do here, on top of this turnover, they are going to take the decisions. But tell me here again one more question. As a business people, they are performing analysis on turnover data. But from where they are going to get this data? So as a business people, they are going to perform the analysis on top of the turnover data. After that, they are going to take the decision. But if they want to perform the analysis, what they need to get? They need to get the turnover data. Now question is, from where they are going to get this data, or from where they are going to get this turnover data? We are having the reports. Okay, from the reports, they are going to get it. That's a perfect answer. But into these reports, from where we are going to get the data? Sorry? From the Citibank only. But from the Citibank, who is going to give this data? That's the question. Database. From the database. Okay. So from the database, you are going to get all this data. But tell me here, same question. Into the database, from where we are going to get the data? Someone has to load the data, right? Otherwise, into the database, from where we can able to get the data? Reports is the correct answer. Database also correct answer. But in the reports, what we are going to see? Turnover. But if you want to see the turnover in the reports, someone has to load the data into the reports. Or if you want to see the turnover in the database, someone has to load the data into the database. My question is, from where we are going to get this all data? Transactions. Through transactions. Perfect answer. Now tell me, who is going to perform all these transactions? Customer will do the transactions, and customer is going to perform all the transactions. But who is going to handle the transactions? As a customer, you are going to perform the transaction.
Employees.
As a customer, what transaction we are going to perform? We are going to the bank. I will deposit the money. That is a transaction.
Right.
I am going to the bank. I am withdrawing the money. That is a transaction. I am going to the bank. I am taking the personal loan. That is also transaction. As a customer, you are doing the transaction. But as a customer, are you going to insert the data into database? Obviously, no. As a customer, you are doing the transaction. But who is going to handle the transactions? We can able to say employees of the Citibank. Employees of the Citibank. Now here this is the correct answer. So indirectly I can able to say, if you are going to work, if you are going to say any banking sector, or if you take the Citibank example only, in the Citibank, what is going to happen? We are going to see, we will have multiple departments. What kind of departments we can able to see in the Citibank? We can able to see the savings department, we can able to see loans department, and we can able to see demat department, and we can able to see current department. So like this, we can able to see the different types of departments as part of your banking sector. Now, what savings department will do here? What kind of transactions they are going to handle? Savings department is going to handle all the savings related transaction. In the same way, loans department is going to handle all the loans related transaction. In the same way, what about demat department? If you want to do any kind of trading, or if you want to do any kind of taking the stocks or anything, then we need to contact the demat department. Indirectly, all these departments are going to perform different kind of transactions. We can able to say savings department is going to perform different kind of transactions, and loans department is going to handle different kind of transactions. Loans department is going to handle different kind of transactions, and current department is going to perform different kind of transactions. But where we are having all these departments are present in the Citibank only, but within the Citibank, all these departments are going to perform the different kind of the transactions. And now as a customer, if you want to withdraw the money or if you want to deposit the money, we are going to reach out to the savings department. In the same way, as a customer, if you want to take the personal loan or if you want to take the car loan, we are going to reach the department called as a loans department. From the customer side, whatever the type of transaction we are doing, all those transactions are going to handle by different departments within the Citibank. Now question is, savings department doing all the transaction. After doing all the transactions, where they are going to store all these transactions information? Database. Only database? No other places? Someone is saying data is storing in the databases. Server. Within the server, where it is going to store? See here we can able to say, for example, these people are storing all the data, for example, in the test file format, and these people are storing, for example, all the data in the JSON format. For example, these people are storing all the data in the XML format. In the server, for example, savings department storing all the data in the test file. Loans department storing all the data in the JSON file. DMAT department storing all the data in the XML file. Current department storing all the data in the databases. Now you tell me, if you want to get the turnover, now how we need to get the turnover? For example, see, savings department handle 1 crore transactions. Loans department handle, for example, 2 crore transactions, and DMAT department handle, for example, 5 crore transactions, and current department is handle, for example, 10 crore transaction. Like that, every department is handling different amount of the transactions, and where all these transactions information stored in the text file or in the JSON file or in the XML file or in the database system, we are having all the transactions. Now, when I am going to ask the question, I want to get the total turnover, then what we need to do? We need to get 1 crore plus 2 crore plus 5 crore plus 10 crore, which is nothing but we can able to say total 18 crores is the transaction. Indirectly, if you want to get the total turnover, what operation we need to perform? We need to perform the summing operation. Now you tell me, can we able to perform summing operation between text file and JSON file and XML file? Is it possible? We are having the data in the same format, or we are having data in the different format? Some data in text file, some data JSON file, some data XML file, some data in the database system. Now, if you are having the data in the different formats, can we able to perform the summing operation? You cannot able to perform summing operation. Now tell me indirectly, in text file what we are having? We are having transactions. Can we call it as a data or not? In the text file, you are having the saving related transaction, that we can call it as a data. In the JSON file also we are having the transaction, that also we can call it as a data. In the XML file also we are having transaction, that also we can call it as a data. But coming to our requirement, what I want to do here, I want to perform the summing operation. But to achieve the requirement, in between these files, can we able to perform the summing operation? No. For that reason, this data only we are calling it as nothing but unorganized. Whatever the data we are having in the text file or in the XML file or in the JSON file or in the database system, that data we can able to call it as nothing but unorganized data, because on top of this data, you cannot able to apply any kind of requirements. And in our example, what is my requirement? I want to get the total turnover. If you want to get the total turnover, we need to perform the summing operation. But in between the different types of the files, we cannot able to perform the summing operation. Indirectly, in all these files, we are having the data. But on top of this data, we cannot able to apply the requirement. That kind of data only we can able to call it as nothing but unorganized data. Now you tell me here, for example, to achieve our requirement, what operation we need to perform on this data? Any guesses? We need to bring it to our common. Yeah, you are saying that we need to bring that all the data into common platform. Okay, for example, what I will do here is I will load all the test file data into, for example, DB table, and I will load all JSON file data into again DB table. And for example, I will load all XML file data into the DB table. And coming to current department, already we are having the data in the database table. I will load this data also into the one more table. Now indirectly what we are doing here, whatever the data we are having in the different formats, and we are converting all the data into the single format. We are converting text file data to DB table, JSON file data to DB table, XML file data to DB table, and DB table data to DB table. Like that, what we are doing, we are converting different formats of data into the single format. Now, in which format we are maintaining all the departments data? We are maintaining all the departments data into the tabular format. Now, you tell me, can we able to perform summing operation on top of the tables or not? Is it possible or not? We can able to say simply yes. But how? By using SQL queries, we can able to perform the summing operation. Once you are going to perform the summing operation, with that what will happen? You are going to get the total turnover on top of the total. Why we are getting the total turnover? What is the requirement here? As a business people, they want to perform the analysis on top of the turnover data. That's the reason we are doing all these operations. And now we are going to convert all different formats of data into the single format. In which format we are converting? We are converting the data into the tabular format. On top of this tabular format data, you can able to perform the summing operation as per our requirement. By using the SQL queries, you can able to perform summing operation. With that, you can able to get total turnover. On top of this, my end user can able to perform analysis and he can able to take the decisions. But tell me, indirectly, as part of these 4 steps, Andy, what we are doing? Can we able to say we are converting unorganized data into organized format? Will you agree or not? Why we are calling it as unorganized data, text file and JSON file, XML file? Because you are having the data here, but on top of this data, you are not in the position to apply the requirements, and that's the reason we are calling this data is nothing but unorganized data. As per my business requirement, to apply the requirement or to analyze the data, what I'm doing here, I am converting unorganized data into the organized format. Now you try to give the answer in this whole example where we are having the unorganized data. In this whole example, where we are having the unorganized data, savings.txt file, loans, JSON file, DMAT, XML file, all this data only we can able to call it as a unorganized data. Now, where we are having the organized data, in the database tables, we are having the organized data. Now, you tell me, if you want to perform analysis on business, are we going to use organized data or unorganized data? What we are going to use here? Obviously, we are going to use the organized data. On top of organized data only, you can able to perform the analysis. But in the Citibank, from the sources, you are going to get the organized data. We are going to get the unorganized data. We are going to get the unorganized data. For that reason, what we are doing here, we are converting unorganized data into organized format. Now try to give the answer by using all these things. Any guesses what is the meaning of information? Above we discussed about what is the meaning of data. What is the meaning of data we discussed, Randy? Data is nothing but collection of raw material in unorganized format. In this whole example, this text file data, JSON file data, XML file data, database data, all this we can able to call it as a unorganized data, because on top of this data, I cannot able to apply the requirement because we are having the data in the different formats. Now, my question is, what is the meaning of information? Any guesses?
Meaningful data is
Organized
information.
data.
Yes,
Meaningful
correct.
data is information.
We are going to
Organized data.
maintain data in organized format, which is nothing but by using this organized format data, if you can able to give any kind of business insights and such kind of data only we can able to call it as information. So we need to understand what is meant by data and what is meant by information. But tell me, are we going to get the information directly or first we are going to get the data? First we are getting data. we are converting this data into the information. Data is nothing but it's a kind of a unorganized format data. Information is nothing but it's a kind of a organized format data. Indirectly, we are going to convert unorganized data into the organized format. With that, our end user can able to perform the analysis. In this whole example, why we are converting data to information, or why we are converting unorganized data into organized format? Why we are doing? For the purpose of doing analysis. Why we are doing analysis? To take the decisions. Okay. In this example, what is the decision business people want to take from the Citibank? They want to close some branches out of 1,000 branches. They want to close the 100 branches only. They want to take that kind of decision. To take the decision, they want to perform the analysis. To perform the analysis, they need to get the organized data. To get the organized data, first we are going to fetch the unorganized data. On top of that, we are converting unorganized data into organized format. Then on top of this, end user is going to perform the analysis. Based on that, they are going to take the decisions. So this is the way in the real time all the process is going to happen. Now just I will add a statement like this. Collection of data from different types of the sources and converting that data into organized format for the purpose of doing analysis to take the decisions. So just observe here, read this entire statement only. Whatever we are discussing from last 10 to 15 minutes, just I'm summarizing like this. What I'm telling, collection of data from different types of the sources and converting the data into organized format. Now you tell me here, what are the different types of the sources in our example? In our example, savings.txt file is one source, loans.json file is one source, demat.xml file is one more source, and current table database is one more source. All these are the different types of the sources. We are collecting the data from the different types of the sources. After that, what we are doing? We are converting the data into the organized format. Indirectly, we are converting all different formats of data into the single format. Now, why we are converting the data into organized format? For the purpose of doing analysis. Why we are doing analysis? For the purpose of taking the decisions. And this whole process only we can able to call it as nothing but data warehousing process. So this whole process only we can able to call it as nothing but data warehousing process. Indirectly, by using one example, we are trying to understand the multiple topics. And by using this example, now you can understand what is the data. What is the data here we are discussing? Whatever the data we are having in the different format of the file, that we can able to call it as a data, or we can call it as a unorganized format. Then we are discussing what is the information. What is the information? When we are converting different formats of data into the single format, that only we can able to call it as a organized data, or we can able to call it as a information. At the same time, on top of this organized data, what is going to happen? Our end user is going to perform the analysis and he is going to take the decision. Now this entire process only we can able to call it as nothing but data warehousing process. Okay. Now you tell me, in this whole process, we need to deal with only current data, or we need to deal with current data plus historical data also. In this whole process, we need to deal with only
Both
current
current
data,
and
or we need to
historical.
deal with the current data plus historical data. So
Current
obviously
plus
here
historical.
we need to deal with current data and also historical data, because as per the requirement, we need to do the analysis on top of the turnover. For example, see here, in branch A, we are having the branch A and we are having branch B. Now we are going to discuss about, for example, 2023 data and 2022 data and 2021 data and 2020 data. And coming to branch A, for example, we are having 10 crore turnover. Coming to branch B, we are having, for example, 7 crores as a turnover. Now tell me, by seeing only 2023 data, which branch is given the more turnover compared to the other branch? Obviously, branch A is given the more turnover and branch B is given the less turnover. Now, by seeing this data, can we continue with the branch A and can we close the branch B? Now, see, for example, for 2022, here we are having 20 crore turnover. Here I'm having 5 crore turnover. Coming to 21, here I'm having 30 crore turnover. Here I'm having 2 crores as a turnover. Now coming to 2020, this is 40 crore turnover, and here I'm having the 1 crore turnover. Now you verify the data for 20, 21, 22, and 23 by seeing the last 4 years of data. Now you try to give the answer, which branch we can continue and which branch we can able to close. Coming to branch B, what is happening? Your turnover is gradually increasing or decreasing. 1 to 2, 2 to 5, 5 to 7, which is nothing but in the branch B, your turnover is gradually increasing only. But in the branch A, what is happening? 40 to 30, 30 to 20, 20 to 10, which is nothing but your turnover is gradually decreasing in the branch A. Now, by seeing this whole data, what we can do here, simply we can able to say branch B continue and branch A close. But to take this kind of decision, we are dealing with only current data, or we are dealing with the historical data also. We are going to deal with both current data plus historical data. Indirectly, we can able to say, for the purpose of doing analysis, we need both history data and also current data. So what is required here? We need both history data and also the current data. Indirectly, as part of our data warehousing process, we need to deal with the historical data and also we need to deal with the current data. Now just I will add a last statement here. As part of data warehousing process, we are going to build data warehouse systems. So what we are going to build indirectly finally only. So this entire thing we are calling it as a data warehousing process. Now by following this whole process, what we are doing here, we are going to build the data warehouse system. Now in this data warehouse system, what data we are going to maintain? We are going to maintain the current data and also we are going to maintain the historical data on top of that data. So or one more question here. Why we are building data warehouse system? By seeing the above example only, try to give the answer. Why we are building the data warehouse system? To do analysis. Why we are doing the analysis? To take decisions. Okay, this is the way simply you can understand what is data, what is information, what is the data warehousing process, what is the data warehouse system, what is the purpose of the data warehouse system, and why we are building the data warehouse system here? For the purpose of doing analysis and for the purpose of taking the decision, we are going to build our data warehouse system. Okay, now try to give the answer for one more question here. What kind of operations we are going to perform while building data warehouse system? Or in the data warehousing process, what kind of operations indirectly we are performing? Any guesses?
Data will be stored.
Data is storing. Okay. Anything else?
We want to see the data, we will retrieve the data.
No, I'm asking the question to as part of building data warehouse system, or not after building the data warehouse system, as part of building data warehouse system, or if you come to the statement, as part of data warehousing process, what all are the operations we are doing? If you see the first step, what I'm doing?
Transformation.
Collection of data from the different types of the sources. We can able to say first step is nothing but collection of data. This is the one of the operation we are doing. Will you agree or not? In the data warehousing process, we are collecting the data from the different types of the sources. That is the first activity. Second step, what we are doing? After collecting the data, we are converting the data into the organized format, which is nothing but we are transforming unorganized data into organized format. After this, at the end, what we are doing here, simply we are going to perform the storing operation, or we can able to call it as a loading operation. All these three are the steps we are going to perform in the data warehousing process. We are not discussing anything newly, and whatever the statement above I given, collection of data from different types of the sources, that is the first activity. After collecting the data, we are converting the data into the organized format. That is the second activity. Third activity, we are performing the loading operation, or we are storing the data. That is the third activity. These three are the activities we are performing in the data warehousing process, or to build the data warehouse system, we are going to perform all these activities. And now, instead of calling it as a collection of the data, we can able to call it as, this is nothing but extraction, or we can call it as a E for extraction. And now in the same way, as part of doing this transformation, this activity we can able to call it as a transformation, or we can call it as a T. Now coming to third operation, what we are doing here, we are performing the operation called as a loading operation, or we can call it as a L&D, which is nothing but as part of building data warehouse system, we are going to perform ETL operation. So what we can able to say here, we are going to perform the three different operations. Those are nothing but ETL operations, and E for extraction, T for transformation, L for loading. By doing the ETL operations only, what we can do here, you can able to build the data warehouse system. E for extraction, which is nothing but collection of the data. T for transformation, which is nothing but converting unorganized data into the organized format. L for loading, which is nothing but after converting the data into organized format, we are performing the storing operation, that we can call it as a L, which is nothing but load operation. By performing the ETL operations, what we are doing here, we are going to build our data warehouse systems. Okay. Now question is, how we are going to perform these ETL operations. So my next question is, how we are going to perform these ETL operations. So we are discussing, we are going to build the data warehouse system. As part of building data warehouse system, we are going to perform the extraction, transformation, and loading operation. But again, the question here is, how we are going to perform all these ETL operations in real time. To perform all these kind of operations, we are going to use ETL tools. In the market, we are having different ETL tools, and with the help of the ETL tools, what we can do here, you can extract the data from the server, you can able to transform the data, and you can able to load the data into the database system. All these operations, how we can able to perform, here we are going to use the ETL tools. By using the ETL tools, we can able to perform extraction, transformation, and loading operation. What are the different ETL tools we are having in the market? Informatica is one ETL tool, Data Stage is one ETL tool, and Ab initio is one ETL tool. So like this, we are having the different ETL tools, and by using any one of the ETL tool, you can able to perform extraction, transformation, and loading operation. After that, you can able to build the data warehouse system. On top of data warehouse system, my business people can able to perform the analysis, and they can able to take the decisions. Okay. Now up to here, any confusions or questions, please ask me. Just I want to give the pause for 1 or 2 minutes, and any questions or confusions up to here, please ask me. Online people, any confusions or questions up to here? Just to try to understand the example. Once you understand the example, it is very easy to understand what is data, what is information, what is unorganized data, what is the organized data, what is data warehousing process, what is data warehouse system, what is meant by ETL operations. All these things you can able to understand by using our example only. And if you understand the example, by using that, automatically you can able to understand all the points whatever we discussed so far.
There will be a built-up system in the organization. When we do all these operations, automatically there will be some software which will do all these processes in the back end.
Yeah, you are saying that automatically, but how these operations are going to happen automatically in the back end? In back end, how all these operations are going to happen automatically?
The transactions are done, so it will go and store and some reporting things.
No, see, transactions are going to store directly into the reports.
There may be a database system. So
It will store in the database. Okay, for example, if it is storing in the database system, on top of that data, we can able to build the reports. For example, if we are storing all the data in the test files, then on top of the test file, can we build the reports? No, right?
but as an organization, we take some corrective measures and we build the system as per the requirement. Right?
Yeah. So, for example, if you see the legacy systems, only in the legacy, which is nothing but in all our old systems, for the purpose of storing the data, we are using the mainframes. If you know about this, so in the legacy system, which is nothing but in our old systems, we are maintaining all the data into the mainframes. In the mainframes, we are going to maintain all the data in the COBOL files. For example, okay, if you take the same Citibank example, Citibank, for example, they started the company 30-40 years back. Just assume that, okay, 30-40 years back, they are storing all the data in the mainframe system in the form of the COBOL files. Okay, now, for example, after 10 years or 15 years, for example, XML files have came into the picture. Now what they are doing, they are storing all the data in the XML files. After 10 years, for example, database system came into the picture. Now they are storing all the data into the DB tables. Okay, indirectly here, how many types of sources we can able to see within the Citibank only? They are having data in the COBOL files. They are having data in the XML files. They are having data in the database system, which is nothing but for example, one department storing all the data in the mainframe, one department storing all the data in the XML file, one department storing all the data in the database system. But now suddenly my business people came into the picture after 10 years or after 5 years, my business people came into the picture. Now they're asking, I want to analyze the data. Can you please provide complete data to me? Now, how we need to provide the data to the end user or business people? As you mentioned, we need to provide the data in the report format. But if you want to generate the report on top of the COBOL file, can we be able to generate the report? No.
Don't we upgrade the systems accordingly when we're changing from?
That depends, right? So, for example, in some organizations, still they want to maintain the data in the mainframes only, because compared to all other systems in the mainframes, we can able to get the lot of protection on top of the data. For that reason, they want to maintain the data in the mainframes only. Or, for example, they are convenient with the XML file data. As part of APIs, we are dealing mostly with the XML files only. They are convenient with the XML file data only for the business people. They don't want to do the complete changes in the architecture. What they want to do here, they want to change the only data from the one format to other format. Your question is valid. For example, if company is having that much of budget, what they can do here, they will migrate complete mainframe to database, migrate complete XML file to database, complete all the databases to the advanced database system. With that, they can able to migrate existing architecture to the new architecture by using the database. In that situation, we are having all the data in the database system in the tabular format. For example, my client is not having the budget, or Citibank is not having the budget to migrate old technologies to the new technology only. In that situation, what will happen? You are going to have all the data in the different format. Whenever we are having the data in the different format, what we need to do? You need to convert all this unorganized data into organized format. On top of that, we are going to perform the analysis. If we are going to perform all this kind of operation, that only we are calling it as a data warehousing process. And how we are performing all these kind of activities? All these activities we are performing with the help of our ETL tools. Is it clear? Okay. Online people, any questions? It's very simple. So far we discussed about what is data, what is information, and what is data warehouse process, and what is data warehouse. And we discussed about what is ETL tool, and we discussed about what all are the different ETL tools we are having in the market. Only these are the basic topics we discussed so far. And any questions on these topics up to here, please ask me. Offline people also.
So there are 2 to 3 tools here, right? Informatica, data stage,
Yep.
issue.
Hmm.
So which one is better when we
See, actually, for every tool, we are having advantages and we are having the disadvantages. And Abinshow is better compared to all other tools, but pricing wise, it is very high. Abinshow, because in Abinshow you can able to perform any kind of activities by depending on our requirement. Compared to data stage and Informatica, by using Abinshow we can able to see the very good performance only. But because of given that very good performance, they are charging heavy amount. Okay, that's the reason. If you are having the budget in the company, people are using the Abinshow. But if you are not having that much of budget, or for example, in my project, I don't have the advanced requirements. I'm having the only minimal requirements only. In that situation, what we can do, either we can go for Informatica or data stage. For example, in my project, I am having the very complex requirements, or I'm having the very advanced requirements. At the same time, I am having the budget also in my company. Then what I can do here, I can go for the Abinshow, which is nothing but choosing the ETL tool is depending on your requirement, first thing. Second thing, your budget. By considering these 2 parameters, we are going to choose the ETL tools as part of our real-time system.
If I understood correctly, they will take out any one of the tools.
Yeah, we are going to use any one of the tools. Okay, we are not going to use all the tools only. In a project, generally what will happen is, in a project, we will use any one of the ETL tool. This is one answer I can able to say. Second answer I can able to say, in some projects, we can see 2 ETL tools also. I will give you the answer why. Why in the sense, for example, my project started 10 years back. At that time, I'm having the very small requirement because my client data is very small. I'm having the small requirement. At that time, I started with Informatica. But after 10 years, in my client organization, data is very hugely. At the same time, we are getting the complex requirement. But by using the Informatica, I am unable to handling the complex requirement. Now, what I will do here, I will move to ab initio. But tell me, if you are migrating from the Informatica to ab initio, immediately we are going to turn off the Informatica and we are going to start with ab initio. No, right? It's a kind of a slowly process only. It will take 2 years or 3 years. If you are going to work in these kind of projects, only we can able to call it as a migration project, which is nothing but you are migrating from one technology to the other technology, which is nothing but in this example, we are migrating from Informatica ETL tool to the ab initio ETL tool. If you are going to work in these kind of projects, there we can able to see, you can able to see both the tools. But if any project is working newly or if any project is in the stabilizer mode, in such kind of projects, we can able to see the only one ETL tool. We cannot able to give the generic answer in a project by depending on the requirement. Either they can able to use the one ETL tool or they can able to see, we can able to see the two ETL tools also. If we are going to see the two ETL tools, what it means indirectly is a kind of a migration project. They are migrating from one ETL tool to other ETL tool to apply the advanced requirements, and for other regions they are migrating from one ETL tool to other ETL tool. Such kind of projects only we are calling it as a migration projects.
Can this be done in a single stage also? Say, example, if the organization wants this data to be converted from one to the other, the entire data, whatever is there.
Yeah, we can convert. So by using the ETL tool, we can able to perform all the operations in the single phase.
That can be converted also.
Exactly.
Or they can go gradually.
No, that depends on it. So actually what will happen is before going to the ab initio or before going to any other ETL tool, first they want to cross verify whether their requirements are achievable in the ab initio or not. For example, just I'm giving the example. In the Informatica, for example, I'm having 100 jobs to load data into 100 tables. Okay, what I will do here is I will build some jobs in ab initio, but instead of all the 100 jobs only, first I will move only 3 jobs. And by using these 3 jobs, I'm going to verify the performance. I'm going to verify whether complex requirements I'm able to performing it or not. First, I'm going to do some kind of assessment on the ab initio tool. Once everything is working fine, then what I will do here in the first phase, I will convert Informatica 20 jobs to ab initio 20 jobs, which is nothing but here your 80 jobs are running, and here 20 jobs are running. Okay, after 1 month or again 2 months, what I will do again, just I am going to convert out of these 80 jobs. Now I will move 40 jobs to ab initio. Now indirectly here only 60 jobs are running. Like that, month by month or week by week, we are going to perform the migration. We are not going to migrate everything at a time only. For example, if you are converting all the 100 jobs to ab initio 100 jobs, if you are stopping the Informatica, if any issue came in the ab initio, what will happen? You cannot able to revert the previous jobs from the Informatica, right? That's the reason we are going in the gradual way. Phase 1, some jobs. Phase 2, some jobs. Phase 3, some jobs. In that gradual manner, we are deploying from Informatica to ab initio. So this kind of projects only we are calling it as nothing but migration projects. Clear?
So as part of this course coverage, what kind of storage systems are you going to show us, and what are the transformation tools that you're going to use for the demo?
Just 1 second. Offline people are asking one question. After that answer, I will give the answer to you. Yeah, you're
Sure.
In the ratio, the data what we can store is pretty high, right?
in ab initio.
Bulk data is better in ab initio.
Yes. Yes, correct.
So the data in Informatica will be better, less, right?
No, not less than this. So compared to Informatica, in the ab initio, we can deal with a very huge amount of data in a very fast way.
It's better with ab initio.
Yes, correct. Yeah, someone is asking the question as part
Yes.
of our course.
Yeah, as part of this course coverage, what kind of storage systems that you're going to use for the demo, and what is the transformation tools that you're going to use for the?
Yeah, so actually in after 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I'm going to explain about our course content only. During that point, just I will try to give the answer for this question. So someone is asking the question, as part of our course, what kind of storage systems we are going to use and what kind of services we are going to use. So I think in next to 10 minutes or 15 minutes, we are going to cover that information. I will give the detailed information about what all are the topics we are going to cover as part of our course. Please wait for just 5-10 minutes. Is it fine?
Sure. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so coming back to here, what I'm telling here, we are going to use the ETL tools in the data warehouse system. Now, who is going to use all these ETL tools and in the real time? Our ETL developers will use the ETL tools, and with that, they are going to build the data warehouse system. We can able to say in the real time projects, as a ETL developers, they are going to use the ETL tools, and as a ETL developer, they are going to build data warehouse systems. Okay. Now, if you observe here, out of all these operations, Andy, we need to maintain the servers, we need to install softwares, we need to install or we need to maintain databases, and we need to maintain network. So as part of all above operations, now if you want to maintain the data, or if you want to maintain the ETL tools, we need to maintain the servers. Or if you want to install the Informatica or Ab initio or dataset, those all are comes under the softwares. And coming to databases side, if you want to load the data, we need to maintain the databases. And in between all the servers, we need to maintain the communication by using a network. Now tell me, for example, if we are going to perform all these operations on premise. On premise is nothing but, for example, you are maintaining all these servers physically, and you are installing all these servers manually. And coming to databases also, we are going to maintain the servers physically, and network also we are going to maintain it in the physically. Now tell me, for example, if you want to maintain all these on premise, or if you want to perform all these operations physically, is it a kind of a time consuming activity, or is it a kind of a fast activity? Answer is yes or no.
Consuming activity.
So we can able to say answer is yes. Okay, it's a kind of a time consuming activity because you need to deploy all the servers. In all the servers, we have to install the softwares, and we need to maintain the databases. In the servers, we need to maintain the network and maintenance. For example, if any server is crashed, you need to up the server. If you want to stop the server, we have to do it manually. If any upgradation is came into the software, you need to uninstall the existing software and you need to install the software. Indirectly, maintenance also will take very good amount of time. So to perform all these activities manually or to perform all these activities physically, it is a kind of a time consuming activity. Another one I can able to say, all these are costly operations or non-costly operations. Simply we can able to say answer is again all these are costly operation because everything you are maintaining physically. And for example, I am maintaining a server. I am running a server on-premise system. Now you need to run it continuously, or we can stop it. What we need to do here in the on-premise systems, and even if you are using or not using, we need to maintain all the services, all the servers in the running mode only, and that is one thing. And if any kind of upgradations are came into the software, we have to reinstall the softwares on top of your servers or on top of your systems. All these are going to take the time-consuming activities. At the same time, we need to spend the more manpower. Once we are going to spend the more manpower, automatically what will happen? All these operations we can able to call it as a costly operations. And for that reason, here I can able to say to overcome above kind of issues, cloud came into the picture. So what is happening here? For the purpose of overcoming all the above kind of issues, what is happening here? Cloud came into the picture. Simply we can able to say, as part of cloud or as part of cloud computing, we are going to get all the resources or services or servers or softwares or databases or network. All this information we are going to get over the internet. What is the meaning of over the internet? Are we maintaining anything physically here? We are not at all going to maintain anything physically, and everything we are going to get over the internet. Over the internet, how we can able to get it? For that only, we are having the cloud platforms. So what are the cloud platforms we are having in the market? AWS, Azure, GCP. So like this, we are having the multiple cloud platforms. And why these cloud platforms are came into the picture? They are providing all the services over the internet, which is nothing but on-premise. You are maintaining all the servers physically, but as part, if you are going to migrate to the cloud platform, who is going to maintain all the servers? Your AWS is going to maintain all the servers, or Azure is going to maintain all the servers, or GCP is going to maintain all the servers. And now as a user, just what we can do here, over the internet, you can able to access the server. Over the internet, you can able to access the softwares. Over the internet, you can able to access the databases. And indirectly on the on-premise system, we are not going to maintain anything. Your cloud platform people will maintain all this kind of information. But as a user over the internet, what we are doing here, we are going to use all these kind of services. And we are having the different types of the services. We are having storage services, and we are having database services, and we are having data warehouse services, and we are having machine learning services, and we are having artificial intelligence services. Like this, cloud platforms are giving different types of the services. By depending on our requirement, we can able to pick any one of the service over the internet. With that, what we can do here, no need to maintain the software, no need to maintain the server, no need to maintain the network. All these things we are not going to maintain physically, but where we are going to maintain? All these things we are going to maintain in the cloud platform. And if you want to access all those things, what we are doing here, simply we are going to access everything by using the over the internet, and that kind of process only simply we can able to call it as a cloud computing. As part of cloud computing, we are going to get all the required services, or we are going to get all the required resources over the internet. But who is providing all these kind of cloud computing operations? Our cloud platforms, either AWS or Azure or GCP or Alibaba. So like this, we are having the different cloud platform. By using the cloud platform or with the help of the cloud platform, we can able to maintain all these kind of servers over the internet. Now tell me, for example, you want to upgrade the softwares in cloud. Now tell me, is it your headache or is the headache from the cloud platform? That is the headache from the cloud platform. For example, as per your requirement, one day you want to increase the number of servers. Increase the number of servers, for example, from 100 to 500. Now, if you want to do the same activity on the on-premise, what we need to do? You need to purchase the 400 servers. We need to call the admin team. They need to set up everything. It is a kind of a time-consuming activity. But if you are going to use the cloud, who is going to provide all these 500 servers? Your cloud platform will provide. Who is going to configure all the servers? Your cloud platform. Who is going to maintain all these things? And your cloud platform. Indirectly, within very short amount of time, you can able to increase the number of servers, or we can able to decrease the number of servers. That kind of feature only we can able to call it as a scalability. Actually, in the coming classes, we are going to discuss about different features like what is scalability, what is high availability. Okay, all these are the different features we are having for the cloud only. But as part of demo session, I am not touching all the information. But whenever we are moving to the cloud, what will happen? You can able to get all these kind of features, and we can able to save the time, and we can able to save the cost also. That's the reason nowadays most of the companies are slowly migrating to cloud from on-premise system. So what is happening here? Now currently, most of the companies are slowly migrating from the cloud to slowly migrating to cloud from our on-premise systems. And for that reason, nowadays, we are getting more number of calls on cloud data engineers. Okay, now immediately we'll get the question. Sir, what is the role of the data engineer here? Earlier, what we discussed, whenever we are going to use the ETL tools, such kind of people, we are calling it as a ETL developers. Okay. Now, in the same way, if we are going to use the Hadoop stack, such kind of people only we are calling it as a data engineer. Now, if you are going to use cloud plus Hadoop stack, such kind of people simply we can able to call it as a cloud data engineer. Now, you tell me, these ETL developers will come under the data engineer or not? These people also we can able to, some people are calling it as a data engineer. In the companies, we are having the different naming convention. As part of using ETL tools also, we can able to call it as a data engineer, or by using the Hadoop stack, if you are using that also, we can able to call it as a data engineer. If you are using the Hadoop stack in the combination of the cloud, then we can able to call it as a cloud data engineer. Now you came to here for what reason? To learn the cloud data engineer. Now tell me here indirectly, what are the topics we are going to cover as part of our course? Obviously, we are going to cover Hadoop stack. At the same time, we are going to discuss about cloud related services. But which cloud we are going to discuss here? We are going to discuss about the GCP cloud related services, and we are going to cover Hadoop stack, and also we are going to cover the cloud related services. With that, you can able to become the cloud data engineer. But very, very important thing, before becoming the cloud data engineer, you should have knowledge on database concepts. This is the one prerequisite, and you should have knowledge on the database concepts, and you should have knowledge on any one of the programming language, either Java or Python. So what are the prerequisites if you want to become the cloud data engineer, or if you want to become the data engineer, I can able to say database concepts is one prerequisite, programming language is one more prerequisite. Once you are having these two things, then what we are doing here, we are going to discuss about Hadoop stack. After that, we are going to discuss about the cloud related services. With all these things only, what will happen, you can become as a cloud data engineer. Okay, now immediately some people will ask the question, sir, I don't know database concepts, can I eligible for this course? Sir, I don't have knowledge on any programming language, can I eligible for this course? Andy, don't worry here, as part of our course we are going to cover all these topics together. Andy, if you are already having knowledge on database concepts, well and good, but as part of our classes we are going to cover database concepts from scratch to advanced. In the same way, as part of our classes, we are going to discuss about the Python again from scratch to advanced. Okay. Again, one more thing, just I want to inform you here. As part of Python programming here, we are going to perform only Python scripting. We are not going to write the Python programs. As a cloud data engineer, you are going to perform the only Python scripting. As part of Python scripting, whatever the knowledge is required. Just 1 second. So as part of Python scripting, whatever the knowledge is required, all those concepts we are going to cover as part of our classes. Other than this, we are going to discuss about the Hadoop stack and we are going to discuss about the cloud related services. And just I will give you a high level glimpse. What all are the topics we are going to cover as part of our course content? Just I will show you that. Hope my screen is visible to everyone. So here you can able to see what are the topics we are going to cover as part of our classes. And so we are going to cover all these different topics. Just I will zoom it once. Okay. Now see, from the GCP side, what I told you here, we are going to discuss about the GCP services. As part of GCP services, we are going to cover all these topics. First one, we are going to perform the GCP setup. After that, we are going to discuss about the cloud storage. By using the cloud storage, we are going to store all our files. And this is the topic we are going to cover. And next one, we are going to discuss about the cloud SQL. Within the cloud, we are having the database systems. How we can able to use the databases on top of the cloud. That is falling under the cloud SQL. In the same way, earlier we discussed about data warehouse, right? In the cloud, in the GCP cloud, if you want to maintain the data warehouse system, you should have knowledge on the cloud BigQuery. In the same way, if you want to deal with the Hadoop systems, we should have knowledge on the cloud Dataproc. If you want to perform any orchestration activities, we should have knowledge on the cloud Composer. Earlier, someone is asking the question, what are the services we are going to cover as part of the course? And all these are the different services we are having in the GCP cloud, because here we are discussing about the GCP. For that reason, in the GCP, whatever the services we are having or whatever the services are required for the data engineer, all those services we are going to cover. So what services we are discussing? Cloud storage, cloud SQL, cloud BigQuery, cloud Dataproc, cloud Composer, cloud Dataflow, Bigtable, PubSub. All these are the different services we are having in the GCP. All these services we are going to cover as part of our course. In the same way, earlier I told you, right? If you want to become the data engineer, we should have knowledge on the Hadoop stack also. That's the reason we are going to discuss about the big data concepts. And here we are going to discuss about big data concepts, Hadoop concepts, HDFS commands. We are going to discuss about the Spark, and we are going to discuss about the PySpark, Spark SQL, Spark streaming, Spark deployment. All these are the topics we are going to cover as part of our big data ecosystem, because if you want to become the cloud data engineer, you should have knowledge on the big data also. And all these big data concepts we are going to discuss by using the Databricks. And we are going to cover Databricks architecture. We are going to cover PySpark by using the Databricks. Within the Databricks, we are having the workflows and orchestration. All these topics also we are going to cover by using Databricks on GCP. Other than this, we are going to cover the integrations. And if you observe here, all these are the individual topics. If you want to understand, we need to focus on the individual topics as part of our course. But if you are going to work in the real-time projects, you are going to work on the individual service or you are going to work on the all the services together. We are going to work on the all the services together. That's the reason you should have knowledge about how to integrate everything. And that's the reason we are going to discuss about how to integrate PySpark with BigQuery. What is the PySpark? This is the big data concept. What is the BigQuery? This is the GCP concept. As part of integration, we are going to discuss how to integrate PySpark with the GCP service called as a BigQuery. In the same way, we are going to discuss integration of PySpark with Dataproc. Integration of PySpark, Dataproc, and BigQuery. All these different integrations we are going to cover as part of our classes. Because if you are going to work in the real time, you are not going to work on only PySpark, or you are not going to work on only BigQuery. You are going to work on combination of the multiple services, and that's the reason compulsory we should have knowledge on integration of multiple services. For the reason we are going to cover all these different integrations as part of our classes. In the same way, as I told you, if you want to become the data engineer, what are the skills are required? You should have knowledge on Python concepts, which we are going to cover from the scratch to advanced level. And you should have knowledge on database concepts, that also we are going to cover from scratch to advanced level. And you should have knowledge on data warehousing concepts. And as part of demo, we discussed about what is data warehouse. But other than that, we need to understand what is the data warehousing architecture. Within the data warehousing architecture, what kind of activities we are going to perform. All such kind of topics we are going to cover in the data warehousing concepts. Other than this, you should have communication skills as part of the classes. Some other person will take the communication skill classes, and already if you are having the good communication skill, no need to join those classes. Otherwise, as part of the course only, we are going to conduct the communication skill classes also. Other than that, from the process perspective, you should have knowledge on Agile process, you should have knowledge on Git process, you should have knowledge on the Confluence. All these are the technical things only, but coming to here, these three are related to the process perspective. If you want to become the real-time employee, you should have knowledge on all the process related activities also. For that reason, as part of the course, we are going to cover Agile process, Git process, and we are going to discuss about the Confluence. And as part of the classes, we are going to discuss about the multiple use cases, and we are going to discuss about multiple use cases. If you want, you can include these use cases in your resume. This is the first option. Otherwise, we are given the one more support, which is nothing but project explanation and support. So meaning of this is, if you are a real-time employee, for example, if you are the real-time employee, what you can do here is bring your project and explain that project architecture and requirements to me. With that, I will guide you how to convert that project to cloud data engineering project. See, for example, currently you are working in any different technology only. So as a real-time employee, what you are doing, you are migrating from one technology to the cloud technology. In this process, in the resume, you have to put any one of the project if you are facing the interviews. So what I'm doing here, what I'm telling here is, I am going to provide one more support. What is the support? As a real-time employee, whatever the project which you already work, bring that project to me, explain the architecture of your project, explain the requirements of your project. With that, what I will do here, I can able to guide you how you can able to convert your project to the cloud data engineering project. With this, what will happen? With this, your project would be unique compared to other students. Because, for example, we are going to have 40 people or 50 people in the class only. If we are going to, I am going to cover all the use cases. If all the people are going to put the same use cases in the resume, what will happen? For example, you are going for one interview. From our institute, 5 people came for the interview. Person 1 explain the same project. Person 2 explain the same project. Person 3, person 4, person 5. All these 5 people are explain the same project. What interviewer can able to understand? Same interviewer, 5 different students. All the people are explaining the same project. With that, what will happen? Interviewer can able to understand you are a kind of a fake employee. Just to avoid such kind of situation, I am giving this one more support. So what I'm telling here, If you are the real-time employee, already you are working in one project, right? That project bring to me, explain to me. I will give the guidance to you how you can able to convert this project to the cloud data engineering project. But when this is possible? After completion of the course only. What's the reason? If you want to convert your project to the cloud data engineering project, what is the knowledge required? You should have knowledge on all these topics only. Once you are having knowledge on all these topics, then only you can able to convert your project to the cloud data engineering project. For that reason, after completion of the course or at the end of the course, I am going to provide this kind of support to convert your project to the cloud data engineering project. Now, this is for real-time employees. Now, for example, if you are non-real-time employee or you are non-IT experienced person, what you can do here? Simple answer, Andy. You can bring any one project from your friends or from your colleagues. Okay, on top of that project, I can able to give the similar kind of support to you. Now, for example, you don't have any friends or you don't have any colleagues on it, then what you can do? In the situation, you can put the projects, whatever the projects we are going to cover as part of our classes. You don't have any other option because you are not having any other project. You don't have the friends or you don't have the colleagues only. In that situation, whatever the project we are discussing as part of our class, you can put the same project into your resume. But if there is any possibility to bring any project in, then what you can do here? You can bring that project to me, and on top of that project, I will give the guidance to you how we can able to convert that project to our cloud data engineering project. Is it clear? Now, this is our course cut. Yeah, just 1 second, Andy. Just 1 second, 1 minute. So these are the topics we are going to cover as part of the course. If you observe, we are covering GCP services, we are covering big data concepts, we are covering integration between GCP and big data, and we are going to cover Python concepts, we are going to cover database concepts, and we are going to cover process. Process is nothing but Agile, Git, and Confluence. Other than all these things, we are going to explain about the project. Same project, if you want, you can put it in your resume. Otherwise, bring your project to me. I will give the support to you how you can able to convert your existing project to the cloud data engineering project. Okay. Yep. Now ask me any questions.
These three processes.
Sorry.
What are these processes?
This one, Agile is nothing but actually currently in the most of the projects they are following the Agile, and Agile is nothing but, so we need to follow a framework. So every day we need to get the work right. So if you are going to work in the real time, every day you need to pick your task, you need to work on that task. So earlier we are having the waterfall model. Now most of the companies are following the Agile model. As part of Agile model, we are planning the work for 2 weeks. For next 2 weeks, what is the work we need to do? As a team, we are going to plan that work. Every day, we need to give the status on top of that work only. So we are going to have one meeting called as a Scrum meeting. In the Scrum meeting, we are going to specify what is the work you did yesterday, what is the work you are planning to do today, and you are having any impediments or any problem. These kind of things we are going to discuss in the Scrum meeting, and we are going to have the sprint plan meeting. So like this, we are going to follow different kind of terminologies or different kind of process in the Agile. If you are going to work as a real-time employee, compulsory you need to understand what is the process we are following in the projects. For that reason, we are going to cover Agile process as part of our classes. In the same way, to maintain all our code, to upload all our code, we are going to maintain the Git and D. For that reason, we are going to cover the Git process. In the same way, to maintain all the documents, we are going to maintain the Confluence. If you are going to work as a real-time employee, definitely you should have knowledge about all these kind of processes. For that reason, other than technical concepts, we are going to discuss about all these processes also as part of our classes. For the purpose of committing your code, whatever the code you are writing, so we need to commit all that code to your repository. For that, we are going to use the Git. It's clear? Okay. Online platform, someone is trying to ask the question, some lady. Can you please ask the question now? I think you are on mute. Okay. Yeah. Now see here. Hope you got some idea at a high level. So I know might be I am covering it very fast by considering the time, but these are the different topics we are going to cover as part of our classes. Then in between, what is this? Practice. Very simple. From my side, what I can do here, I can able to cover all these topics from the scratch to till advanced level. But from your side, what you have to do, Andy, you need to perform the practice. Otherwise, if you are not going to perform the practice, what will happen? You cannot able to understand whatever we are going to cover as part of our classes, Andy, because database concepts, you have to perform the practice. Python concepts, you have to perform the practice. Coming to GCP, you have to perform the practice. Big data, you have to perform the practice. For every topic, you have to perform the practice. By doing the practice only, you can able to get the in-depth knowledge about all these topics, and with that, you can go for the real-time interviews, and with that only, you can able to get the jobs. For that reason, practice is going to play the very, very important role. As part of my classes, I will give multiple examples. Here I'm going to cover basic examples and also real-time examples. I'm going to cover basic examples and also real-time examples, and also we are going to provide assignments. On top of all these things, what you need to do, you need to perform the practice. In the same way, whatever the project I'm going to explain in the class, you need to perform hands-on work on this project. Whatever the project we are going to explain in the class, and on top of that project, you need to perform the hands-on work. But coming to this support, just I'm going to explain, we are converting your project to the cloud data engineering project. Just I'm going to provide the support to you for this. But whatever the project I'm going to explain in my class, and what we are doing here, you need to perform the hands-on work on this project. Indirectly, I can able to say everywhere you have to perform the practice only. With the practice only, what will happen? You can able to get understanding about all these topics in perfect way. With that, you can go for real-time interviews, and you can able to survive in real-time projects. Both the things will happen after completion of the practice only. If you want to clear the real-time interviews, or if you want to survive in the real-time projects only, definitely you need to attend all the classes and you need to perform the practice. With that, automatically you can able to clear the interviews. Now tell me, after clearing the interviews, you are going to join into one company or into the real-time project. That's it, or we need to survive in the real-time? You need to survive. Okay, if you want to survive, definitely you should have very in-depth knowledge about all the topics. And how to get the in-depth knowledge? By doing the practice only, you can able to get the in-depth knowledge. Here our target is, you want to become the trained resource or you want to become the skilled resource. What is your target? Our target is, we are targeting for this. We are targeting for this. Okay, so training is nothing but, so we can give the training and we can leave for you people only, but we are planning to make every person as a kind of a skilled resource. What is meant by skilled resource? That's the reason only, if you observe, we are covering all these topics. Because otherwise, what I can do, just I can cover the GCP services, I can able to complete the course only, or I can cover the only 2-3 services here, and from the big data I can cover only 2-3 services. With that, we can able to complete the course. But my intention is, I want to make all the people as a skilled resource. When we can become the skilled resource? If you are having knowledge about all these topics, then only you can become as a skilled resource. Having knowledge plus doing the practice will make it as a skilled resource, and with that, easily you can able to get the jobs. At the same time, easily you can able to survive in the real-time projects. Okay, and one more thing, our classes will go like this: 50 plus 50 more, which is nothing but 50% theory and 50% practicals. Okay, and one more thing, this course is suitable for 2+ or 3+ employees. So these are some questions we'll get after completion of the demo session, and that's the reason just I want to cover here itself. 2+ or 3+. What is the meaning of plus? Might be 4+ or 5+ or 6+ or anything, and but 2+ or 3+ people is this course is suitable. And one more thing, if any freshers are here or in the online also, freshers or 1+ people, I am not saying that you won't get the calls. These people also will get the calls on the GCP cloud data engineering, but what will happen is, compared to 2+ and 3+ people, these people will get the less number of calls. For example, if these people are going to get the 10 calls in a week, what will happen for these people? They will get only 2-3 calls, and based on that, take your decision, because I am giving the statement today only clearly. Otherwise, some people are joining the course without knowing all these things, and unnecessarily they are wasting the time and they are wasting the money. That's the reason I am giving the clear input to you. If you are having the 2+ or 3+ people, you can able to get the more calls. If you are the fresher or 1+ people, you will get the calls, but you are going to get the less number of calls only. That's the reason. Please take the decision based on this statement. This is one thing. Another thing is, whatever the course we are dealing here, this is JOIP course, which is nothing but job oriented internship program. This is the kind of a JOIP program and we are calling it as, and this is kind of 1 second, just 2 minutes. So this is kind of 8-hour session only. So if it is a normal training, what will happen? Just 1.5 hours, I need to explain the topic and I can able to leave for the day, and you also can able to leave for the day. But here, whatever the thing whatever the program we are following, this is a kind of a JOIP program, which is nothing but you need to spend the 8 hours of time. Out of these 8 hours, 4 hours, or I can able to say 3 to 4 hours, you are going to have classes. Okay, and remaining hours, you need to perform practice. This is kind of 8-hour session, which is nothing but morning 8:30 to evening 4:30 or 9:30 to 5:30 only. 3 to 4 hours we are going to have the classes, theoretical classes and practical classes. Remaining hours, what you have to do from your side, you need to perform the practice. Now immediately real-time employees will raise the question. If any real-time employees are there, so they will raise the question, sir, how we can able to manage this? This is the one question will come again after completion of the demo class, and how we can able to manage. Very simple, and please attend these 3 to 4 hours of classes. After that, whenever time is available for you, during that time, please perform the practice. Okay, coming to non-IT employees or coming to non-experienced people, you need to stay here for 8 hours only, 6 to 8 hours, by depending on your convenience. 3 to 4 hours you can able to listen the classes. After that, stay here only and do the practice, because here we are going to have the support, and we are having the lab assistant, we are having other people. They will provide the support to you for the purpose of doing the practice. With that support, you can able to perform the better practice. For that reason only we are calling it as a job oriented internship program. This is kind of 8-hour session. 3 to 4 hours we are going to have the classes. Remaining time you need to perform the practice. Coming to real-time employees, how you can able to manage? Attend the classes by offline or online, by depending on your convenience. But to perform the practice, obviously you won't get that time. But what you can do here, after completion of office hours, please spend at least 2 hours to perform practice. Okay, and one more thing, even you are a real-time employee or non-real-time employee, why you are coming to this course? Coming to real-time employees, why you are coming to the course? If you are having 3 years or 5 years or 7 years experience, why you are coming to this course only? You want to switch your technology. Okay, once we are going to switch the technology, indirectly what it means, you are moving from one existing technology to one new technology, which you don't have any kind of experience only. You are a real-time employee, I agree, but as a real-time employee, you are not having any experience on the cloud data engineering side. For that reason, as a real-time employee also, compulsory what you have to do, you need to perform the practice. And coming to non-real-time people, what is the problem for you? You are not having real-time experience. At the same time, you are not having any experience on the cloud data engineering. That's the reason, compared to real-time employees, as a non-real-time employee, you need to spend more amount of time. And for that reason, non-real-time employees, please come to the institute and do the practice for 4 hours and attend the remaining 4-hour classes, 3 to 4-hour classes. Coming to real-time employees, by considering your availability, if you want, you also can able to come and do the practice offline, at least Saturday and Sunday only. At least Saturday and Sunday, come to the institute and do the practice. With that, if you have any kind of questions, you can able to clarify all the questions. With that, you can able to get the perfect knowledge. With that, you can able to clear the interviews and you can able to get the job. Now, this is the plan for our course in the coming days only. And one more last thing. Someone will ask what the duration of the course. Duration is 45 to 60 days. Minimum 45 days, maximum 60 days only. I can able to complete the course by 45 days, or might be 50 days, or might be 55 days, or 60 days only. That is depending on the people. For example, in our course, if 40 people are there, out of 40 people generally, 10 people are kind of real-time employees and 10 are non-real-time and 10 are, for example, non-IT. Now what I need to do from my side, I need to handle all the people and I need to handle all the people in the equal way. Sometimes people are getting the more questions, and to clarify all the questions, to explain the topics in the slow manner, it will take 60 days. Sometimes we can complete the course by 50 days, or sometimes we can complete the course by 55 days also. For that reason, just I'm given the high level picture. Minimum 45 days, maximum 60 days. This is the course duration. Okay, all these are the things I want to tell you as part of our demo session. Now, if you are having any kind of questions, you can ask me. Or try to ask something. I covered it. Okay, nice. Online people, any questions?
Yes, sir. So my name is Raju.
Yeah, Raj, tell me.
Actually, I learned ETL testing. So how
Okay.
much is related to this?
Yeah, ETL
course.
testing is nothing but you already know about the database concepts, and already you know about the data warehousing concepts. If you see this slide only, in this slide, already you are having knowledge on data warehousing concepts, and already you are having knowledge on the database concepts, and indirectly you need to learn the remaining things. So definitely this course will be helpful for you. And currently you are working as a ETL tester or developer.
Right now, I'm not doing any job. It's layoff. It's went layoff in layoff.
Yeah, then I can say this course will suitable to you only, because as a ETL tester already you are having some experience on the database side and data warehousing side. So with that knowledge, easily you can able to survive in the cloud data engineering.
Okay. And one more thing, I have 2 months experience on ETL testing only. So furtherly, how can I survive if I learn this?
You are having 2 months experience only, but you are going to put the fake experience, right? You are going to work on the real-time experience, or you are going to put the fake experience, obviously.
Yes.
Fake experience. Okay, that's the reason I'm telling here, Andy. So if you are going to real-time, if you are a real-time employee or non-real-time employee, so what we have to do here, you have to perform the practice. From my side, I will cover everything. From your side, you need to perform the regular practice. With that, you can clear the interviews and you can able to survive in the real-time projects.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, are you going to teach ETL also?
No, we are not going to cover the ETL, but we are going to cover some of the ETL concepts.
Okay. Is there any need to learn ETL for?
No need. So if you are going to work as a ETL cloud data engineer, we are not going to use the ETL tools. What we are going to do here, we are performing the ETL operations, but we are going to perform the ETL operations by using the Hadoop stack, or we are going to perform the ETL operations by using the GCP services.
Okay. Present in my project, we are using the Talent as ETL tool and Snowflake tool and PBI. So is my project is suitable for data?
Your project is suitable for converting into cloud data engineering. Perfectly suitable. I can able to say not suitable, and it's a perfectly suitable project to convert it to the cloud data engineering project.
So when I check for the data engineer abilities, I found that a lot of for their Unix scripts and Python ETL tool is necessary.
Yeah, correct. So that's the reason only we are discussing all those. If you observe here, what we are doing as part of our classes, we are going to cover all the, you are saying database concepts, Python concepts, Unix, or whatever is required as a cloud data engineer. We are going to cover all these things. Okay. I hope already our admin team sent the course content to you only. What you can hear is, please go to Naukri or LinkedIn or any job sites and search for data engineer. This is one thing. And second thing, search for cloud data engineer. After completion of this course, you can go for either data engineer jobs or you can go for the cloud data engineer jobs and search for these 2 keywords. Obviously, you can able to see some kind of job postings. Okay. Please.
Apache Spark and Apache Kafka, these are also needed.
Yeah, so here, so in my course content, what we are having, if you see the big data ecosystem, Spark is there now. Those are needed. That's the reason only we are covering all the topics only. By considering all the requirements of the cloud data engineering job post, we are covering all the related topics as part of our classes.
Hi, sir. This is Anil.
Yeah, please.
So actually, as a data engineer, if we go Azure, we have data lakes, data bricks is there,
correct.
right?
Yes.
So here, what kind of tools instead of data bricks, data lakes in GCP? What tools we will use?
Yeah, these tools. So if you see earlier, I showed you this slide, right? So we are going to use the cloud storage, cloud SQL, BigQuery, data.
Suppose no. For suppose data Databricks is the Databricks tool we use for the transformations.
And the
Here-
GCP also we are having the Databricks separately. Databricks is not a tool only, so it's a kind of a separate third-party tool. So in the GCP also you can use the Databricks directly if you want.
Okay, what about data? If data lake is, we can use for data storage, right?
storage.
Here, what we will is cloud
Cloud
storage.
Okay.
Okay.
In the same
So
way, in the
actually,
Azure, I think,
sir,
in
in
the
my-
Azure, in the
I-
Azure, I think you are having the HD inside. Here we are having
Okay.
the Cloud BigQuery. Like that.
So
we are
actually,
having-
in my current project, we are using Teradata and we are to load the data. But now we are migrating to GCP.
Okay,
So
see
they're
here.
migrating, jobs to GCP jobs.
Yeah, correct. So just
So
a minute.
will
So
it?
Teradata is a kind of a data warehouse only, but this is the on-premise data warehouse, and it's a kind of a cloud data warehouse. It is a on-premise. Okay,
On-premise.
Teradata is a kind of a on-premise data warehouse system. Now, as part of migration, if you're using the GCP, here we are going to use the BigQuery. In the GCP side, BigQuery is a kind of a cloud data warehouse. Now we are going to use the BigQuery as part of the GCP topics. So by using the BigQuery, you are going to migrate from the Teradata to BigQuery. Indirectly, this project, if you want, you can able to put in a resume saying that I work on the BigQuery in the GCP service.
Okay, right now we are migrating, sir, actually Teradata to GCP. We are migrating that. So
Okay, you are migrating.
if I join,
what's the question?
So will it helpful if I join this?
Yeah, it will be helpful, right? So because as part of GCP, for the purpose of migration, definitely you are going to use the BigQuery only. Okay, as part of our classes also, we are going to cover the BigQuery. So definitely what will happen, this knowledge will be helpful for you to migrate the Teradata to BigQuery as part of your project.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Hi, sir. Very good evening. Good afternoon.
Yeah, just 1 second, Andy. Yeah, offline people, if you don't have any questions, you can leave for the day. So demo is completed. If you have any questions, you can stay back. We can have a discussion. Otherwise, if you want, you can leave. Online people also, if you don't have any questions, you can leave. Whomever having the questions, please stay back. Yeah, please continue.
Yes, sir. I have 2 years plus experience in manual testing. So may I know which course is suitable for me?
That you need to decide on it. That depends on your confidence level and everything. Because already you are saying you are having 2+ experience on manual testing. If you are
Yes.
having any kind of knowledge on database concepts, then you can come for cloud data engineering.
Okay.
Minimal knowledge. I'm not saying advanced knowledge only. If you're having some minimal knowledge on the database concept, then you can come for the cloud data engineering. And if you are having interest on coding part, then also you can come for the cloud data engineering.
Sorry, sir. Come again once.
If you're having any kind of interest on the coding side, then also you can come for the cloud data engineering.
Okay. Both are possible.
Yes, correct. Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please.
What are the course timings for online?
Yeah, as I told you, it's a kind of a 8-hour session, right? So actually, we are going to have the classes from 8:30 to evening 4:30. And class time is might be, I will give the confirmation, our admin team will give the confirmation to you. 8:30 to 10, one class would be there. 11:45 to 1 more class will be there. Sometimes 2:30 to 4 also will be having the class. Okay, so what will
Will it
happen is,
be daily or weekly? Only 2-3 days.
yeah, that's the thing I'm telling you. So actually, daily, definitely one class would be there.
Okay.
Okay, and 2 classes by depending on my availability, 3 classes also by depending on my availability, but definitely daily what will happen, you are going to have the 1 class, that is the mandatory, 2 classes and 3 classes by depending on my availability only, which is nothing but weekly might be either 2 or 3 days you are going to have the 3 classes, 1 or 2 days you are going to have the 2 classes, 1 or 2 days you are going to have the only 1 class. Everything is depending on my availability.
If we miss any of the classes, is there any other backup to?
Yeah, for every
go?
class, we are going to provide the recordings. And if you are going to miss any one of the classes or coming to real-time employee, for example, if I'm scheduling the class at 2:30 to 4 p.m., but during that time, if you are having any meeting, definitely you are going to miss the class. In that situation, you can go through the recording, and with that, you can able to catch up the topics. So we are going to provide the recordings. We are going to provide the notes. We are going to provide the handouts, which is the kind of material only. We are going to provide all these things indirectly. Whatever I'm typing here, everything I will send to your mail ID or any other communication way. So with that, what will happen? You can able to go through all the topics, whatever we covered. We are sharing the notes, we are sharing the handouts, and we are going to share the recordings also. With that, if you are missing any one of the class, you can able to catch it up easily.
If you miss any one of the class, then if you have any doubts, how can we approach?
Yeah, you can come on weekends only. So weekends, if you come on offline classes, there we can able to discuss. Okay, so through online, clearing the doubts is difficult, right? So on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, if you come to the offline classes, during that time, if you have any kind of questions, we can clarify all the doubts.
Sir, one more doubt. I'm currently working as an integration engineer, and I don't have any knowledge about the concepts which you have told till now. So, am I eligible for the course?
Yeah, you are eligible, but only thing is nothing but you need to spend the more time. So because you are only saying that you don't have any knowledge about all these topics, right? So definitely no one is going to have all this kind of knowledge about all these topics only. But from our side, we are going to cover everything. From your side, you have to spend more time and you have to perform the more practice. With that, automatically you can able to survive on cloud data engineering side.
So one more question, sir. Sir, what is the difference between this GCP, AWS, and Azure?
All those are the different cloud platforms only. In the market, we are having Amazon, Flipkart, right? What is the difference between Amazon and Flipkart? Both are for retailing, so for shopping only, right? In the same way, in the market, we are having the different cloud platforms only, like Amazon, AWS, and GCP and Azure. All these are the different cloud platforms we are having. So by depending on our requirement, we can choose any one of the cloud platform. So that's the reason, as part of our classes, we are discussing about the GCP.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
You're also teaching DevOps?
No.
So, generally, DevOps plus AWS are combining the teachers like that. So,
No, as part of our classes, we are not going to cover the DevOps only, but we are going to discuss about the how we are going to perform the deployment activities for all these things. If you see here, we are having the CA/CD. We are going to discuss about how we are going to perform the deployment activities as a cloud data engineer, but we are not going to discuss anything separately about the DevOps.
Hello,
Any
sir.
other? Yeah, please.
Yeah. Actually, sir, I'm working in Wipro as associate. I'm working on annotations, machine learning, and artificial intelligence on that.
Okay.
So I'm switching my technology to this GCP.
Okay.
But currently I'm in maternity leave, so I can't come there and attend offline classes.
So what I'm telling you, can attend the online class also. Actually, this is for both online plus offline.
Yes. But you told to attend offline through weekends, right?
No, I'm telling if you have any doubts. And one more thing I'm saying that if you want to, at least if you can come to occasionally, if you can come to the weekends to the offline classes, then you can communicate with the other. Your case I can understand it, but just why I'm telling this one is you can able to interact with the other people and you can do the practice together with the other people. You can able to communicate the knowledge. Your knowledge you can communicate to other people knowledge you can able to get it. That's the reason. Just I'm suggesting this, but this is not a mandatory.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Okay then. Any other questions still?
Yeah, we can.
Sir, I know the course fee structure, sir.
Yeah, that admin team will communicate to you, Andy. So admin team will, you can reach out to the admin team. They will explain about the fee structure and everything. Or they only will call you back. Okay.
Okay, weekend timings?
Every day, same time Sunday.
Both Saturday and Sunday.
Both Saturday and Sunday also. As I told you earlier, might be on weekends also, might be we are going to have the only one class or two classes or three classes by depending on my availability. Okay.
Yeah, I have observed more openings on AWS than GCP.
No, and for GCP also, we are having so many calls in market because in the last 1 month only from our institute, around 30 people got placed on GCP.
Okay.
Okay.
So also I'm currently working in prod support, so I'm looking to switch into data engineering.
Okay.
So I have basic knowledge on DB, but I have completely no information on Python.
Yeah, no problem. So that's the thing I told you, right? So if you are having knowledge, well and good. If you don't have any kind of knowledge, no need to worry. As part of our classes, we are going to cover everything from the scratch to till advanced level. If you have knowledge, well and good, I'm telling. Okay. If you don't have knowledge, no need to worry, because all these topics, whatever I'm going to mention here, we are going to cover all these topics from the basics to till advanced level.
Okay. Also, can we aim for a long career in GCP cloud data engineering?
Yeah, obviously. So till we are having the data, till that time you are going to have the data engineering. So because now tell me, so currently we are dealing with the data. In the coming days, data will increase or data will decrease. Definitely day by day data is increasing. So whenever we are going to deal with the data, obviously we need to perform the data engineering activities. So whenever we are going to perform the data engineering activities, we need to perform by using any one of the cloud. Now, actually in the market, what are the top cloud we are having? AWS, Azure, and GCP. Definitely, I can able to say next to 5 to 10 years, you don't have no need to worry after completion of this course only. But after 5 years, no one able to give the guarantee rate. After 5 years, maybe some other technology will come into the picture and that can able to boom the market. But at present, I can able to say at least for next to 5 years or 7 years, you can able to easily get the jobs on top of our cloud data engineering.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions still?
So
Other
I
people?
have a small question. Yeah.
Yeah,
What is
please.
meant by the use case, sir?
Use case is nothing but I am going to give one real-time example only. So that real-time example I will explain end to end, and same real-time example you can put as part of your projects also.
Okay.
Okay, so for example, if I'm discussing about the BigQuery, I will give one use case. If we're going to discuss about the data prop, we are going to cover one use case. As part of that use case, we are going to cover the end-to-end scenario only. We'll take one scenario. On top of the scenario, we are going to work end-to-end. With that, you are going to work on the one use case. Same use case you can able to explain as part of your interviews, or in your resume also you can able to put that use case.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions still? Okay, if no questions, thank you all. So we'll meet you in the next session. Bye.
Hello. Hello.